Why are Alabama fans obsessed with the Georgia Bulldogs? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. And honestly, this is a question I have for all the Alabama fans out there, especially the ones that are hate watching this video right now because I don't understand it. I really don't. Number one, they're not rivals. Georgia and Alabama have never been rivals. I know every time they play, it's a big game. There are big stakes involved, obviously, right? Because they're two of the best programs in college football right now. And number two, Alabama has had their way with Georgia outside of that 2021 national championship game. So I don't really understand why Alabama fans get real triggered every time something is related to Georgia, whether it's good or bad. But the obsession is real. That's a fact. And I've been seeing it for several years now. Ever since Georgia finally beat Alabama for the national championship game, Alabama fans just get real triggered when they're talking about the Dogs. And I saw it again this week when Caleb Downs, who transferred from Alabama, chose Ohio State over Georgia. You would have thought Alabama fans had won another mythical national championship. It was crazy. All the hate there was out there. I mean, they were partying in the streets on Friday night when Caleb Downs did not choose Georgia. And I think I know why. And this is going to trigger a lot of Alabama fans. But first, I have to say, I have nothing against Alabama and the Crimson Tide football program. In fact, I used to live in Alabama. Shout out to the small town of Calera, just south of Hoover, where I lived for a few years as a young pup. So I have nothing against Alabama. And I'm not a Georgia fan, okay? I went to Kennesaw State. Hootie hoo, baby. I'm an owl. I just happen to be an unbiased, award-winning journalist who covers the #1 program in college football right now. That's a fact. And I think that's a big reason why Alabama fans are so triggered. They know their reign is over. They know what's about to happen to them without Nick Saban. Now, I'm not going to say that they're going to fall off a cliff or anything like that. I mean, Alabama's still Alabama, and they're going to be pretty good to really good, depending on the staff they're putting together, how well they can recruit in the South, how many 5-stars they can land without Nick Saban running the program over there. So it might take a little bit before they start competing for national championships every single year. But they know what Kirby's doing at Georgia. They know the window is wide open for Georgia to possibly take over college football for the next several years. Now, Ohio State is going to have a lot to say about that. They're going to be really good next year. Texas is going to be really good next year. Those are the only two programs that I could see probably, taking Georgia's spot as the #1 program in college football. But what we know right now is that it's not Alabama. But I tell you what, man, there's a lot on this YouTube channel. I mean, every time we even halfway breathe the word Alabama, there's Alabama fans on the comment section, and I love it. I love the passion they have. It's a big, passionate fan base that's used to winning. And when they lose, they don't take it well because they're not used to it. And when they lost to Georgia in the national championship game, that did not sit well with them. And I know they've beaten Georgia recently, especially in the last game, where Georgia should have won. Everyone thought Georgia was going to win for multiple reasons. Alabama played better, they executed better, and they won the game. And, rightfully so. They earned that win. But they know their time feels up. They know that the run they went on for the last 15 years, they're not going to see that again. And they know Georgia's #1. And it really, really triggers them. But, and for the Alabama fans watching this, how many of you pull for Georgia when they play Auburn? Because it's starting to feel like Georgia is the team that they don't want to see win. They'd rather see Auburn win than Georgia. I might be wrong there. I could be wrong. I'm not wrong often, but maybe I'm wrong there. But, man, what Georgia's doing, and Kirby Smart in general, I mean, Alabama fans hate Kirby Smart. They should be thanking Kirby Smart for what he did for them as their defensive coordinator through that run that they were on. And I know that Saban definitely had his way and won basically every game against Kirby Smart except for that national championship game, but that still does not sit well with them. If you bring up that game to an Alabama fan, their blood starts boiling. They got veins popping out all over their head. They're not used to it. They're not used to losing to Georgia. Even though it happened, Thomas Davis still has his helmet implanted in, Brody Croyle's chest. Was that 2003? Georgia won in 2002. In Tuscaloosa, Georgia won in 2007. So, in my lifetime, I've seen Georgia beat Alabama several times. But if you're a young Alabama fan, you're just used to winning almost every single game against almost every single team and winning championships. Georgia's won 2 national championships since Alabama has. Alabama hasn't won one in 3 years. It's not sitting well with them. So if you bring up Georgia and what they've been able to accomplish and what Kirby Smart is doing with that program right now, I mean, they're still on the rise. I know they kind of settled off. They did not win the three-peat, but they were one of the top 4 teams in college football, and they didn't get the right to play for in the Final Four. Could they have beaten Michigan? Sure, but Michigan could also beat Georgia. I think that would have been a very close game. That game would just depend on who executes the game plan better. Those are very evenly matched teams. You could say the same for Georgia and Alabama. Georgia had their shot. They blew it, like they have several other times. But the way Alabama's beat Georgia over the years, I don't get where this obsession comes from. I mean, those people hate Georgia almost as much as they hate Auburn. Maybe a little more than they hate LSU right now. I don't know. I'd have to ask the Alabama fans. I'm sure they're going to be all in the comments section. They love our channel, and we love that they watch us, because I hope they learn something about the Dogs and possibly about the Tide every time they watch one of our videos. We really enjoy it. And again, we make 4 videos a day. Most of the videos that I try to make, either it's recruiting or team related, I'm trying to inform you on what I'm hearing behind the scenes, some insider scoop, something about the team that you may not already know. But sometimes, like this, this is just a general conversation video. And again, I'm asking a question. Why are Alabama fans so triggered and so obsessed with the Dogs right now? And I think it's because Georgia's number 1, and they're not. Maybe it's something different. Maybe it's something deeper than that. But Alabama recruits very well in the state of Georgia. They recruit head-to-head with the Dogs, and a lot of time Alabama wins. They're not rivals. Alabama's broken Georgia hearts several times. And there should be a respect there. I don't know if most Alabama fans respect Kirby Smart in Georgia. They should. They absolutely should. I think every Georgia fan that is on our website or out there, they may not like Nick Saban or Alabama, but there's a respect factor there. And there should be a respect factor from Alabama to Georgia. If there's not, then you're just wearing crimson-colored glasses and you're wrong. There should be a respect there. And I think deep down there is respect for each other. They both hate Auburn. They're both, they've won national championships. They both have history. They're both blue blood programs. But for some reason right now, Alabama fans are getting real obsessed, real triggered about the Dogs. And they love throwing in there their mythical national championships. They got 18, 25, 36 now. I lost count because I don't know how many they've been making up recently. But they've got a big ego about them. They are the number 1 program of all time. No one's saying they're not. I'm not saying Georgia is a better program all time. I'm not saying Nick Saban is not as good as Kirby Smart or the other way around. I'm not saying Kirby Smart is on Nick Saban's level. He's got a long way to go, and Georgia's got a long way to go as a program to come close to Alabama. And again, they've won 50, 60 national championships according to them. So Georgia's got a way to go. But right now, if you want to trigger an Alabama fan, just bring up Kirby Smart and the Dogs and what they're doing. Now, they're going to come back with all these scores, this and that, but you don't have to. Just accept it. That's what they need to do. But they get real mad, and I don't really know why. Alabama's had the upper hand on Georgia. Again, they're not rivals, so it's not like these teams are playing every single year. A lot of games haven't really been that close. Alabama's kind of rolled Georgia a few times. Some of them have been close, but again, this is me asking the Alabama fans out there a question. Where did Georgia hurt you? Why are you so triggered by the Dogs? And again, I think I know the reason, but I would like for them to say, you know what? We're obsessed with Georgia because Georgia's number 1. They have taken our spot. They've won 2 national titles since we have. I just want to hear the truth. I'm trying to find out the truth. Again, award-winning journalist here. I'm looking for the truth. I'm looking to find the exact reason why Alabama fans are all over social media, why they're partying, like it's 2020 when Caleb Downs does not choose Georgia. Why does that make them so happy? Why are they so obsessed right now and over the last 3 years about Georgia football? That's what I want to know. Drop a comment in the section below. I know you will. I can't wait to read them. Y'all are the best. I love the Alabama fans that are on this channel. You're my favorite Alabama fans. But I love the passion. I love the excitement that Alabama fans and Georgia fans have for their program. It's why college football is the best sport in the world by far. It's because people like you who are watching these videos in January, Alabama fans who hate Georgia, Georgia folks who hate Alabama. I love it. I love the passion. I love everything about it. Thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you over on Dawg Post. You can sign up to our free newsletter. That link is down below. You can talk about it over there on the website. I hope you do. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on Dawg Post.